Today I'm reviewing the Kiehl's Calendula Herbal Extract Toner. And really quick, I just want to say I purchased all these products with my own money. So please help me keep the channel independent. Check out my products at the Amazon link below. So today is Throwback Thursday. And I recently picked up a few bottles of this. And I don't know. I've been using this one off and on for a long time, and I thought it'd be perfect to review on Throwback Thursday since this product sells an average of one bottle every 12 seconds around the world, and was created in the early 1960s by Kiehl's. It was probably one of their first products, and they kind of built an entire brand and a line around it. So I thought I would review it, given that it's pretty much the same formula as it was created. So anyway, so on my first criteria is packaging, and they've done a nice job packaging this in a bottle. It comes in, I think, 3 different sizes, and as you can see on the bottom, it still has the flowers that are hand-picked, and it's definitely a nice bottle because it contains a little pour spout. So I think I've got like 3 or 4 bottles of this going around somewhere, but these were the 2 I found today. And interestingly, when Kiehl's created this, toner had a different real job than it does now. The toner then was to help recorrect the pH of your skin. And this was actually one of the first alcohol-free toners, which was a big deal back then because back then almost all the toners were alcohol-based. And when people cleanse their skin a long time ago, they would usually use bar soap, which had a very high pH, very alkaline usually. And a toner's job really was just to correct the skin and bring its level back down to a normal level. So bar soap would definitely kind of irritate the pH of the skin, but toners brought that pH back to a normal level. So it's alcohol free. That's my second criteria. Free of alcohol, which was a big deal. Nowadays you can find alcohol free toners a lot more available, but back then they were all basically alcohol. I remember my mom would just use like rubbing alcohol on her skin. Man, she had some durable skin. I don't, but so it's alcohol free. My third criteria is fragrance, and it has a little light scent, which is probably just from the Calendula, but it has no fragrance ingredients. It has a rather short ingredient list, to be honest, so which is a good thing. So on to my fourth criteria, which is the manufacturing location, and this is made in the U.S., so no issues there with the hand-picked flowers. My fifth criteria is the ease of use, and it's very easy to use. You just want to apply it to a cotton ball or cotton pad and rub it over your face and really try it. Nowadays, they're kind of the role of toner more is to remove any traces of makeup or sunscreen that might be left on, or to treat specific conditions like acne or anti-aging, or fine lines, or dry skin. So the role of toner has done a complete 180 since when it was created, because nowadays we have pH balanced cleansers, so we don't really have to worry about the pH level of our skin so much. So, but this one's still very popular and very easy to use. The only thing I didn't like was my last bottle when I got to the very end of it. When I was trying to get every last drop out, some of the flower petals would get on the cotton pad, but that's not a huge deal. So, but very easy to use. No issues with that. My sixth criteria is where it gets a little disappointing, which is antioxidants, and the formula is rather basic. It doesn't contain a ton of antioxidants, other than the Calendula, which has been shown to have healing, soothing properties, especially if you have eczema. Apparently, Calendula can make a huge difference unless you are in one of the small percentage of people that is sensitive to it, and there is a very small percentage of people that have sensitivities to it. So whatever you pick up for skincare, I always recommend you patch test it, no matter how benign it might seem, because you could be one of that small percentage that is allergic to it, in which case you're not going to want to be using it all over your face because you're going to have probably dermatitis from it or contact irritation. So definitely be careful with it. So if you have allergies to polyphenols, you're probably allergic to Calendula because it is one. So back to antioxidants, it really doesn't have any because it has a rather basic formula. So it does it does leave your skin feeling nice and soft and does help to remove excess traces of makeup that are left on. So like any good toner should do these days. So, but very low in antioxidants. I guess they're sticking to their original formula, which sells every 12 seconds. So why would they change it if it sells every 12 seconds? I wouldn't change it if I were them. But it would have been nice to see some antioxidants. Then again, when it was created 60 years ago, they probably didn't know a ton about it. And this was kind of a changing product around the world. So the other thing I did want to mention is because some people are very sensitive. It does contain parabens. It's a preservative. I've never had any issues with it exactly, but some people are very sensitive to it and prefer to use products that don't have any. So this does have methylparaben in it, and it's medium in the list of ingredients. So it's probably not a ton in there, but anyway, I did want to mention that in case you are sensitive to that. So my 7th criteria is animal testing, and unfortunately, the Kiehl's brand is not cruelty-free. We're going to see if some of that changes soon. I'm not sure. My 8th criteria is performance, and for me, I feel like this does a nice job leaving my skin ready for serums. It definitely has a soothing feeling on the skin. I've used some toners that can burn a little bit, but this one feels very soothing, especially in the eye area. I didn't notice any watering in my eyes or any burning or itching, so it's nice to help remove additional eye makeup. Definitely is not the strongest remover of excess makeup or leftover makeup residue, but it does pick up most of it, so that's a good thing. And if you have specific concerns such as acne, anti-aging, dryness, rosacea, redness, I personally would not recommend this toner because it is such a basic formula. It really doesn't target any specific issues you might have. So definitely there's toners for everything out there. There's toners for dry skin, rosacea, sensitive skin, anti-aging. So if you're just looking for a basic toner, though, there's nothing wrong with this. And if you're young and don't have a ton of special issues, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with using this. But I do recommend using a toner because it does help remove any excess makeup, especially if you use sunscreen. That stuff is very stubborn. And even the best cleanser sometimes can leave leftover residue from makeup. So it's well worth adding a toner into your skincare routine. And even after using a toner, if you save the cotton ball and look at it after you've used it, and see traces of makeup, then you know why you need to use it, because sometimes causes of acne are leftover makeup residue from just a not great cleanser. And sometimes if you leave any residue, it can definitely trigger a breakout. So a toner is good to add to your routine if you don't have it. And if you don't have any specific concerns, this is a good one worth adding. So my 9th criteria is the price. And so this is the biggest size, which is $35. This is the next size down, which is 21. For how basic it is, it's expensive, but a little bit goes a long way, and a bottle lasts me quite a while, several months anyway, a lot of months. So it is pricey, but it's decent, does a decent job, and a little bit goes a long way. So most toners are overpriced for what they are because most of them, the first ingredient straight away is water, so which is cheap for the companies, but so it's a little pricey. And then the it factor, the one downside to this one is that it includes an IV, which is a potential skin sensitizer. The IV is at the end of the list, so it's not nearly as big of an issue had it been at the beginning of the list. I haven't noticed any issues with it, but this formula would be much better without that. And if they changed that formula, I would probably give it the it factor. But they did one little misstep with that IV, and I'm not sure why they even included the IV. There's really no beneficial ingredients that I read about the IV. In fact, the only thing I could find was that it was a potential skin sensitizer. And I wish they included a few more antioxidants in this. Even if something's been around 60 years, there's nothing wrong with making it a little bit better based on current research available. So I wish they had done that a little bit, but I think they're probably going to stick to this since it sells every 12 seconds, and I can't argue with them. That's probably what I would do. So anyway, this got a 6 out of 10 on the Sarah score scale, which is okay. It's good. A couple changes, and they could really make this a awesome toner, but instead it's an okay one. So Definitely could be worse, though. So, anyway, got to think about what I'm going to do for next Throwback Thursday. Tomorrow's Top 5 Friday, so stay tuned for that. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I come with at least one new video every day. And check out nobsbeauty.net and the Amazon link below. Thank you so much, guys.